Hi everyone, it's Elena. Thank you for watching. This is today's nail art design. Okay, first I used my Orly bonder. Then I used Zoya Purity. I also used Zoya Barbie. Julep, that's Charlotte. Julep, Catarina. As well as Glisten and Glow top coat. Acrylic paint, white. As well as black. Some plain tape. And this is an art brush. It's got a fine tip. This is a dotter. This is the brush I used to clean around my cuticles, and that is a small dotting brush. You'll also need a room temperature cup of water. Okay, the first thing that I did was I taped around my cuticle so that when I dip my hands in the water, it doesn't transfer onto my skin that much. You'll always get a little bit, but if you go too close to the cuticle, you could go over the nail and that would be like a white spot on your nail. So you want to try and get the most color saturation possible. So if you have to do a little cleanup after, it's really not that big of a deal. Okay, so there it is. It's fully taped around the cuticle. Okay, next I'm going to begin dripping the polishes, one color inside another, into the cup. The sequence that the inspired nail used was pink, purple, pink, yellow. And that is pretty much what I did. Here's a toothpick and a Q-tip to clean up the top of the water, and you'll need that. You'll need the pointy object, whether it be a wood stick, to make the decoration in the paint. So let's drip. You want to try to drip it into the water. You don't want to put the brush into the water because you can damage the polish. But you just want to keep making bullseyes with it until you have enough color inside the glass. Just a couple more. Okay, now I take my toothpick and I anchor the two sides from the middle out. And then I carefully, with a clean toothpick, start making the design. You don't want to pull from the outermost edge of it because that will dry and then you won't be able to draw inside of it. It needs to be paint that still's wet. So I just kind of pulled it into itself a little bit. And then you decide which way you want to lay your finger inside, depending on how you want the decoration to show up. So, just turn the cup. Okay, and straight down into the water. leaving it underwater until I can clean the top of the surface with a Q-tip. because if you don't clean the top of the surface and you bring your nail up, you'll bring the other polish onto the nail as well. So you want to make sure that it's clean around where you're going to bring the polish out of the water. Leave it in there for a second. Careful not to touch the nail inside the water. And then slowly lift it out of the water. And that's what you got. Kind of cool. Okay, so next I'm going to cut the tape off the back of my finger so that I don't have to mess with the front of it at all, and it will just peel off. Sorry, out of camera. Keep in mind that that nail polish that's on the outside of that is still probably a little bit wet. If you want to wait for it to dry a little bit, it would probably be a safer idea. Okay, so now I'm just going to clean with a little bit of acetone and the larger brush. I'm going to clean around my cuticles, whatever I couldn't stop from getting on with the tape. It's not much. The cleanup is minimal. And if you see any other areas on your skin where it's kind of a messy job, so I just kind of clean wherever I see. And I tend to get polish everywhere. That's why I work on a paper towel. Okay, so now it's all cleaned up. And now I'm going to take my white acrylic paint and my black acrylic paint, and I'm going to dip into the white, and I'm going to begin painting the petals on the flower. Decide where you want the flowers to go, and then just kind of push down and pull through, lifting the brush as you come out of it because you want it to kind of taper in a little bit. You don't have to be perfect. You're going to be putting a center into these flowers, so, you know, and besides that, not every flower is perfect anyway, so it kind of makes it more eclectic. Now, I didn't do the same amount of flowers on each finger. Some I had 3, some I have 2, some I had 4. So it's just up to you how many you want to put over your nail. Now, if you wanted to, like let's say your water marbling design didn't come out the best, and there's an area or two that you don't like the way the paint sits, you can draw the flower right over those marks. Usually these flowers kind of hide a multitude of sins. Besides that, if you do a top coat, after you do your water marbling, you let it dry. When you paint on that nail, you can wipe it off if you don't like what it looks like, because you'll have the top coat to protect your other nail polish. So when you begin to draw with the water, it's acrylic paint, but it's water based, and it'll wipe right off and you can start over. But I do a tremendous amount of practicing on paper, and nothing's ever perfect, but I can't sit there and tell you that it comes easy to me. It takes a lot of practice. Okay, you could just touch it up with a little bit of, you know, if you see an area that you don't want, or you wanted to put a half flower on the nail, it's kind of cool. You can make them big, you can make them small, it's all up to you. And there's the flowers. Now I'm going to take my dotting tool and I'm going to dip a little bit into the white and kind of create a couple of free floating dots. They could be maybe small flowers off in the distance or something like that, but or just to fill holes. Either way, it kind of looks cool. And you just want to put a few here and there. Okay, then I'm going to take a little bit of a larger dotting tool and I'm going to put the centers on the inside of the flowers. Pretty big drops of acrylic paint. It's a pretty loud background, so it's gotta really, you gotta really show it. This helps to bring out the flower. And then once you've done that, you go back with a tiny, teeny, tiny little bit of black and just do the smallest little dots kind of near the white dots. Just here and there, but definitely way smaller than your flower dots. Okay, and now I'm just going to seal everything in with some top coat. I love the Glisten and Glow top coat. It is well worth the money. It lays on nice. If you keep the bottle refilled, it won't let any air get in it and it won't dry up. So that's pretty much where I'm at with this top coat. This is the best to date. The only thing you can't use this top coat for, I believe, is when you do nail foiling and you have to use water base top coat for that, but we'll do that on another day. Okay, there it is. My inspiration was YummyNails on YouTube. She did these nails. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and have a good day.